Welcome to another episode of Thrasher Opera House Presents. Here we are in the later half of June, gearing up for some really fun things. The first thing we got going on is Scott Kirby on the 30th.
Scott Kirby. He's been here twice before?
He has been. The cool thing about Scott Kirby is he was our very first pandemic in-person show. So it was
Yes, he was.
It was like June 10th or something in 2020, and he came and performed for 10 people. We had 10 people in the audience. That's all we wanted. And it was just an experiment. It was like, can we do this? Do people want to do this? And he was up for it, and we found 10 people very quickly that wanted to come to the show. And it was a really exciting night, even though you think a show with 10 people is like, how can that be exciting? It was exciting considering the times.
I remember being excited.
Yeah, it was cool to have everything we had done before that was all virtual, which that was exciting in itself for us because, you know, that was something else we hadn't done before. But to have people back in the opera house, to have music being, experienced live was something we hadn't done for months. So yeah, it was really special, and I was grateful to him. I was grateful to Burr Zaratsky, who told me about Scott Kirby and kind of made the connection there that he was passing through Wisconsin, and this might be a thing we could do. And I'm pretty sure Burr sold all those tickets. He had all of his friends come, so It was a fun night for the group that was there too, because they all knew each other. And then fast forward like a year later, almost exactly a year later, we had Scott come back. And we did an outdoor show because it was still somewhat, restrictive as far as having an indoor show. And this wonderful community member, Mike and Jill Havey, sponsored the show and also let us have it on their property, which is right on Green Lake and like 2 blocks away from Thrasher.
Perfect.
It was the perfect night. It was so much fun. And because it was so much fun, that's how we're doing it again this year.
That's right. And it helps that Scott is a really good entertainer, knows a lot of songs, knows a lot of people. He's performed with a lot of people. Yeah,
he seems like the kind of musician who, he obviously is. He could perform for 10 people. He could perform for 10,000 people. And in any sort of venue, which, again, we're grateful for his flexibility. And when we call him up, like, hey, you want to do this for 10 people? Hey, you want to do this outside by the lake? And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with all of it.
That's right.
So this is your one and only opportunity this year to see an outdoor Thrasher show. And the weather's looking really great for that evening, the 30th. And we're looking forward to it. I did interview Scott. It was nice to talk to him again. He's a really easy person to talk to. So
he is.
I would say listen to that interview because it was entertaining. It was entertaining to participate in, but I think maybe listen to as well.
Right. You won't get the music, but you'll learn about Scott.
Yeah. Well, we talked a little bit about his music, of course. The thing I like about his music is it feels very familiar. Like he sings a lot of covers that people know from like the 60s and 70s. Kind of like what am I trying to think? Like Margaritaville vibe a little bit, but then also like the old folk songs.
Sure. Jimmy Buffett, folk music.
Yeah. But then his originals also have that same sort of theme to them. So even if you don't know the song, you feel like you know the song. And so it's a really enjoyable evening of music. And then, of course, you're outside right on the lake shore. There's a restaurant next door that we're sort of partnering with. So anyone who comes to the show can actually order from a menu beforehand and have food delivered to your lawn chair.
Darn the luck. What's the name of that restaurant?
It's Murphy's.
Murphy's.
They're new to Green Lake. They opened in May. Taco place. Margaritas.
Wow, tacos, margaritas, Scott Kirby, outdoors on the lake.
Yeah. This is where you want to be on the 30th, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
So yeah, and huge shout out to Mike and Jill Havey, who are again sponsoring this whole thing for us and making it happen and letting us use their space. And beyond just that, they are really helpful in setting it up. I gotta give Mike some credit for being the one there, like putting up tables, putting up tents, and making sure everything goes smoothly. It's a huge help for us here at the Opera House when people do that with us. So thanks, Mike. You rock. I don't know if he listens. I'm going to tell him to. And actually, I want to have Mike on the show or on the podcast. Is it a show? I guess you can call it a show.
It's an episodic interview session. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I would like to have Mike on one of these episodes because he has another Green Lake event coming up that Thrasher's participating in August called Lake-a-Palooza. And I won't get into the details of that, but the public is welcome to that. It's a free street festival of sorts. There's going to be 2 bands. There's going to be food trucks. So, and a third of the proceeds come back to Thrasher, which is super generous and kind. So I want to have
great deal.
Yeah, I want to have him on to talk more about that and the reason behind why he does it and all that. So. But other than that, outdoor show, we've got Missoula this week, which we've talked a lot about Missoula in the past, so we don't have to go into it. But the main thing is that it's one of the best weeks of the year for us here.
Thrasher turns into a children's theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my coworker Jason overheard a kid the other day after tryouts telling their parents, like, I've made so many new friends already. And just little things like that. It's not even necessarily theater related, but stuff like that makes you feel really good. Like that, I'm glad we do something like this twice a year.
Right. Even if nothing else happens, there's value.
Like that was worth it.
Right.
And there's lots of other things that happen throughout the week that you just sit back and, as an observer, think, I'm glad this exists. And again, that's a big thanks to our community for supporting it because it's free for the kids to participate in every year. I mean, obviously, we pay Missoula, so it's not free for Thrasher. But because of all the support we get, we don't have to charge the kids to participate, which is really, really important to us. And I think so this year we have 45 kids who got cast, who got parts, and Saturday there'll be the show. So anyone out there who is, Saturday afternoon, if you're looking after the grandkids or something, it's a great show to bring them to.
Come see the show.
Come see the show. Come support these local kids in their theater endeavors, for sure.
Right.
And yeah, we're taking a break next week. We're not going to release an episode next week because
it's a holiday week.
It's a holiday week. Who's listening to audio podcasts on their holiday week?
I don't know.
Nobody. That's what we're banking on.
No one's going to be listening to us anyway.
But then the week after that, we will be back. I don't know if I'll be back. Where
are you going?
I may or may not have a baby that week. So for a while, I'll be on
Well, let us
leave.
know what you decide.
Yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, you guys will know. Everybody will know. So I might have one more episode before I go. We'll see. It's just, you never know. But looking forward to it.
Well, we'll have
Anyway.
to find a way to carry on.
Jason's going to fill. You and Jason are going to fill in.
Jason doesn't look as good as you.
Wow.
And his voice is
his
much
voice is way better.
His voice is much closer in range to mine, so you don't get the back and forth.
I don't know. I think you both have radio voices, though. Like you both have. I don't know. I think. I might come back and you're going to say, we don't want you.
Yeah, we've moved on.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I think that's it for this week. As always, we just want to thank our sponsors. We've got several of them. The hospitality sponsor for the month of June was the Super 8 in Berlin. And then for Scott Kirby, it is the Heidel House. So
thank you, Heidel House and
Shout
Super
out.
8 of Berlin.
Shout out to them. Yeah. Until next time, Riley.
All right. Enjoy the summer.
The summer.